Hello, everyone. You're watching SGTV. I'm your host, Indranil Basu. Today we have a very special cricketer, Mr. Unmukt Chand. Young man, very good
Hey,
to see you.
thank you. Good to see you too.
Yeah, it's early morning here and late evening there. So,
Yes,
which city are you in the US?
I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It was quite a shocker that when we heard that you are going to retire, till till that news, then we read the letter. When we understood that you're going to continue playing,
Yeah, obviously.
you've gone on to a greener pastures. It is it was a relief because you're too young to quit the game.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't retire from cricket, man. No way. I mean, cricket is something you can play forever, and yeah, so it's a different location, or I can say a different teams
Yeah.
you'll be playing for. But otherwise, I think it's the game of cricket only. So at the end of the day, you're happy playing cricket.
So true, so true, and little appreciation. Whosoever plays for whichever team, whichever player goes in, he gives his best shot. And when you come back, whether it's a bad day or a good day, you need little appreciation, which is important. And if you get somewhere that, I think that's your place.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, wherever you're playing, see, if you're playing club cricket, if you're playing for your country, state, whatever, I mean, if you do well as a player, I mean, satisfaction with which you go back is probably the same anywhere. And even if you get out in a normal friendly game, I mean, the heavy heart with which you go back, I think it's you know it's you don't feel very good about it, and then you want to again come back and do well. So I think cricket has speaks the same language at the end of the day, and we all try and become better players and perform better, become a better version of ourselves at the end of the day.
I can still remember that under 19 World Cup win, and I was very close by where you were staying those days in Mayur Vihar, and the entire
Right.
society, they had a banner, they had a huge, they decorated the entire gate. Welcome Unmukt Chand. Those are good memories, which will be there forever, isn't it?
100%. I mean, yeah. I mean, someone just recently sent those same videos to me, 2 3 days back after this, Diamond Thingy came out, and people from the society only. And
Okay.
it was good, again, relive those days. I mean, that was something very crazy, and I mean, a grand welcome. I can't ever forget that. So yeah, it was very special.
And I remember the time when there was a little crisis in college. They were not allowing you to, appear for the exam. And I got to know and I jumped into it. I said, no, I have to ensure that our cricketers get the right and college backed you also. So that was one episode I remember. My encounter with Unmukt Chand.
Yeah, true. There was also a different sort of a thing which happened
but
simultaneously.
yeah, yeah. But end of it, you remained a champion. Uh, won't you miss playing at home? I mean, are you missing playing at home?
I mean, it's only been 3 months since I've come to the States, so I mean, I don't feel that thing right now because it's only a sort of a letter which I mean written, right? I mean, with time, it's a different thing, but right now I don't feel any different because it's only been 3 months, to be very honest, and no cricket has been happening there also as of now because of the COVID situation. So when I came here, I just wanted to sort of do a recce of the whole situation and see how things are here. And by the time it took me 3 months to make up my mind to to carry on here. So I mean, it's still very fresh feeling for me. Initially, when I was thinking about me, it actually gave me a lot of you know jitters, thinking that I won't be. When I first saw that England New Zealand game,
Hmm.
the Test match, the finals,
Yes,
yeah,
old test
the
championship.
finals, that was like the thingy that I might not be able to ever dream of wearing that jersey again. So that was a bit tough, but eventually. But also the thing is that right now what is happening is In the US, there's so many Indians, and I can't tell you. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm in some other country or playing for some other people. I mean, there's so much of cricket is happening. I had no idea when I'd come here like 3 months back that there was so much of cricket in the US happening. But I mean, if you look at the Bay Area, if you look at New York side, Washington, everywhere, I mean, all these places, it's crazy. It's like 50, 60 teams. They play different leagues Saturday, Sundays, and it's. I mean, certain places in Jersey, they look like Azad Maidan, and I was shocked to
Wow.
see so much in US. Shocked, surprised. They have this tennis ball league. They have this tape ball league. They have, I mean, leather ball proper Saturday, Sunday leagues happening. 40, 50 teams, leagues going on for like last 20, 30 years, 50 years. So that was crazy. And then it's so many Indians around, I can't tell you. And then obviously Indians are there. Then West Indies, I mean Caribbean is because very close um, from the East Coast. They are there. I mean, and so many Pakistanis coming in, Sri Lankans everywhere. So it's so many. I mean, it doesn't feel any different to be very honest. And feels like I'm just playing for the same for Indian people just staying in the US.
So true, so true. And I'm waiting for the day when you would wear the US national jersey and represent the country at the highest level, at the ICC trophies and all that. I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah, thanks. It's still some time for that, but
Still
yeah.
some. But how's the standard there? I mean, the cricket standard. I mean, you played in India, played the best of fast bowlers. We come to your batting a little later, but how's the standard there? The US cricket standard.
See, obviously, it's cricket in patches. I mean, sometimes some places, yes, you will always see 4, 5 very good players in teams. So uh, obviously, if they are there, then the standard automatically gets better.
Hmm.
I mean, sometimes I mean, it might happen in India also if you play like practice games here and there. See, you can't be comparing those. I mean, India and US right now. I mean, I mean, India is cricket.
Powerhouse.
Right. So obviously that is so obviously when anyone asks me this question or says anything, I just say ki, I can't be comparing India and US because obviously India is there. US is just coming up. So it's not a wise thing to even think about that. But yeah, competition is there. Definitely, it's there. The wickets are very challenging. I mean, obviously, there's some places, most of the places have Astros and Mattings, but many places now have got good turf wickets. But still, again, the challenges are different. It's not that all the players who have come here. See, many players have been coming here, and some very good players like Corey Anderson is here, Sami Aslam is here. So many South Africa A players are there. Plunkett is coming in very soon. So Sri Lankan player Shihan Jasuria is there. So many guys are there. South Africa A is, I mean, so many South Africa A players are here. But it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy because the conditions are a bit challenging. And so yeah, it's there. And if you play some good tournaments, there are many good tournaments happening. Like the minor league is happening right now, and otherwise you see a couple of other private tournaments happening in the US, which have like a full star-studded teams. Even all the West Indies guys are here. Chris Gale comes and plays. Sunil Narayan, everyone comes and plays here. And most of these West Indian Caribbean players are spending most of the time in the US only. So all of them are here. So you can expect that the standard is definitely good.
And how the runs flowing out of your SG bat.
Well, I kind of SG to be very honest, and last couple of years I've been playing with SG and having good time, and it's very kind of Paras Bhai to be delivering stuff here out in the US as well. So it's good. I mean, it's going well, it's going well. Early days though.
You know, when I go around asking people who are knowledgeable, people who know the game, people who are not so judgmental about players, they say Unmukt is one of the best we've seen in white ball cricket. So what is that? And when one hears that, I mean, how do you what is your reaction? What is your response?
Well, I think a lot to do with it is the local Delhi cricket. We have grown up playing so much of cricket in Delhi, the club cricket which we talk about, and in Delhi mostly the cricket has been 30 overs, 40 overs.
Yeah.
Uh, and that is one of the major reasons that most of the Delhi guys are good in the white ball format, and it just comes naturally, street smart, knowing how to work the ball here and there, and obviously that aggressive intent has been there. It's something which is very relatable to most of the guys who have played from Delhi, who have done well for Delhi and even for the country as well. So I think it's got a lot to do with the local club cricket I've played in Delhi since my under 12 and 13 days. So maybe.
So Arnav is saying Unmukt would have been the next Virat Kohli if you would have got the opportunity. This is what.
See, everyone's journey is very different. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy to compare people and think the way we can think, but I mean, obviously things don't go according to our plans, and maybe there are some better plans. Why do we just sort of
So true.
keep to the things which as humans we can think of, right? There can be something which might be even better for you as a person, right?
So true.
Personally, I mean, it might be different for you, for someone else who think about me, but for me personally, for my own growth, there would be some other things which might be more crucial or more important for me in this lifetime. So I feel that definitely whatever the way things pan out is something. Sometimes most of the things are not in our control. Yes, we try. I think the best thing is we can just try to be the best version of ourselves, and the rest of things can definitely take care of themselves wherever we are. I mean, it's at the end of the day how how happy you are, how content you are, and it's about all about learning, man, learning lessons.
But I still feel, in India, people who are running the show, people who are running cricket, they're a little impatient with failures. I mean, they need to be little because cricketers, they go through more bad days than good days. So I always believe that. But there, that one area people need to learn to accept failures. When if you can accept the success that team is giving you, you have to also accept the failure. I mean, do you think we need to learn on that front?
I think if you play cricket, you will learn that. I mean, I don't think that any person. I mean, if someone says otherwise, I feel very very surprised, because even if you look at the best players in the Sachin, for instance, 700 matches, 100 centuries. We think of in cricket as 100 is the sort of a, some 70, 80 also doesn't give you that satisfaction of 100, but 700 matches, 100 centuries. That means 1 out of 7, right?
Yeah.
So it's 30%. 30% you say is a success rate. I mean, if we think of 100 as a successful sort of innings, right? But then it's very less. So obviously in cricket the success rate is very less as compared to the failures you will be going through.
Mm.
And it's all about perspective. It's about sometimes a good 30 which might not look very good in the scorecard but might have won you the game. 90 as a player you would have felt I would have scored 100. 150 I would have scored 200. So I mean, it can just go on and on. But I think failure is something which is very important and on a very integral part of any person's life, and you have to accept it. Otherwise, cricket won't let you survive. It's a very difficult. It could be a very difficult game if
So true, so true. But at one level, we also feel that we're overflowing with talent. There's so much talent, and side by side, there is so much cricket also happening. Is it good for the game? Because what you score some runs and you're told you're going to rest for the next 3 games because someone else will come and play that game. So because you, there's a huge pool of talent which is coming, overpopulated.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's crazy to be very honest. It's crazy,
yeah.
when you look at the scores and you feel and you see that certain player is not playing. It was different before, but nowadays, if you look at it, certain player scoring certain runs and still not playing. You would have never seen that uh, ever before, or probably in any other country. But yeah, I mean that is the truth. We are a sports loving nation. We are a very cricket. We take it as a religion, and I think cricket is there in every child who is born in India, and starts playing, and the amount of cricket which is happening. Yeah, it's definitely become very competitive environment, but India in a way has become a machine where cricketers will keep coming on, and I think it's because of the system the BCCI has created over the years. Uh, I mean, now the system is in place, so it's like on automation mode. You'll always get good players. There's no way that you won't be getting some good talent coming your way. It's the number game.
Absolutely, and that's why we produce so many winners, and that's why people love and respect those winners. And cricket is massively followed. I mean, other sports are trying to catch up. They're doing a great job. Recently, you must have followed the exploits of the Indians in Tokyo, the
Yeah,
hockey team. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, to see us winning medals and doing well in other sports, it's really great. And being a creator, I was just reading this news that maybe LA Olympics 2028 cricket might be a part of it.
yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
it's gonna be so exciting.
That'll be exciting. But which format should ideally suit Olympics, according to you? Is it T10, 100, or T20?
See, it's 2028. You never know. I mean, it's a long time. I feel that it should be either 2020 or a 50 over game. But I think Olympics again. I think it would be a T20. What looks like, but you never know, man. Every year you find some new format coming into play. I don't know what's gonna be there by 2027, 28. It's gonna. I mean, I don't know what are they gonna create by then. The way it's changing. I mean, T10 came in, then the hundreds came in. I mean, I'm sure that a couple of more formats are gonna come in a couple of years.
I know. I'm sure about it. It's ever changing. Change
Yeah.
is only constant. But talking about your teammate, former teammate, Delhi teammate, Rishabh Pant doing so well. He is. I was other day talking to Yuvraj, and he said he's the next Indian captain. The way he started off, is the sort of maturity he's showing off late. His skills behind the stumps, the way he's moving his feet against, and reverse sweeping the best of fast bowlers in the world. So your thoughts?
I I always believe that Rishabh is one of the finest talents I've seen in front of me, and I won't be shying away from saying this in front of everyone. I mean, I've seen first year he played for Delhi. He didn't do that well that year. He played a couple of one-day games for Delhi, one or two 4-day games as well. But next year, after he from the World Cup, he came back. He played the IPL, and then I mean, he is I mean, one of the best hitters I've ever seen. And I consider myself as an aggressive batsman, but when I used to play with him, I mean, a couple of matches I was batting on 60, 70, and he used to just come in and start hitting, and even outscoring me sometimes. So I'm seeing that in front of me was something which is like magical. And a couple of, I mean, especially the year in which he scored those 1,000 runs, that year he was batting like anything. I mean, going into 4-day cricket, and you see him stepping out on a fast bowler second, third ball of the game. So that's like you don't see that. So yeah, I mean, he has that different talent in him, and I mean, very good hand-eye coordination and balance as well. So, and he's been doing that as well now. Got a couple of IPL games now, the India games as well. He's been performing. So so yes, but I always knew that he has that special thing, and he's gonna be there. So
One
good.
of your seniors from Delhi cricket, Gautam Vadera. He's driving off to work, I guess. So he says Unmukt is my favorite player. He's the one who keeps telling me also that Unmukt is one of the best in terms of technique, temperament. In white ball cricket, there isn't anyone who can match it. Match Unmukt. So he's complimenting you, my best player.
Thanks to him. I think we share a very good bond. I started playing for ONGC when I was 17, 18, and then obviously after the World Cup, they gave me a job as well. and I played a lot of my cricket in under in front of him, under him,
Yeah.
and won a lot of games for ONGC, won a lot of good tournaments for ONGC. Had probably had a wonderful time with him. He's been very, very, very supportive, very nice. He's been my senior from school as well, and yeah, we have had a very good time together for ONGC, and some very good games. I mean, we had a great DY Puddle tournament. I got a man of the series in that tournament playing for ONGC. We won that tournament, Goa Premier League, and so many tournaments in Delhi. So yeah, it was good fun, and
This is one great thing about Delhi batsmen. If they are on song, the best of bowlers in India can't stop them. They're simply unstoppable. From right from Virendra Sehwag to Gautam Gambhir to Unmukt to Virat Kohli, I've seen all of them. Right in front of my eyes, the way they've been. If they are on, I mean, on their day, they are simply going to murder the best of bowling.
I think it's also got to do with the attitude with most of the guys from Delhi or north up north have got. I mean, it's a lot of sometimes on the face and very outspoken, and the environment is also very competitive, and even that culture sort of defines you in a way, and maybe because of that, players are also like that, and obviously if you see your seniors like that, in a way it might subconsciously get onto you as well. So that is the way Delhi. If I mean, see, again, you talk about Khadu's cricket in Mumbai, because that has been happening, and over the years it sort of comes into a system as well. In Delhi, it has been. I mean, players. If you look at the players, Virubhai, Bhai, everyone, they have all been very so aggressive, and somehow you imbibe that environment in that thing in you. And going to the club cricket again, I mean, the club cricket we have in Delhi, which it's not great right now, to be very honest, but I remember when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, that those years were very special. I mean, solid competitions, good tournaments. The hot weather tournaments were like great tournaments. Um, Playing for the best teams, LV was a Sonnet, ONGC was there, India, packed teams. So I mean that competition that sort of gets you very involved, and that makes a lot of difference in the way you play your cricket.
It does. Did you consult any of your Delhi teammate before taking the decision to stay on in US and keep playing their league? And did you consult anyone, or it was your own decision to?
Well, in a way, it was my own decision, because because obviously I had to take a decision. Last 2 3 years have been very up and down for me in Delhi. I've not been able to get games, a lot of game time.
Yes.
I mean, last year in Delhi, I did not get a single game,
Hmm.
and I was surprised to shocked to see myself not there in the T20 side, and then the one days I know how I came into the side, and I did not get a single game again. I mean, they played everyone. So then, when these things start happening, then you're like, I mean, the purity sort of goes away, and you're like, this is it. And at the end of the day, you want to play good cricket. I feel that these are my prime years, and I can't be just wasting them, or being in sort of a you know being in limbo whether I'm going to play or not play. And if those things happen, then it's sad. So I mean, this was the last thing I would have ever thought of otherwise. But I had to take a call, and thankfully this thing came up, and I just came here, and now I'm looking at this great opportunity which is standing in front of me.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, God is
Absolutely.
great. I mean, He finds ways for us which sometimes uh, no human can otherwise think of or find of.
So true. So true. But uh, Unmuk, uh, now that you're there, do you have to remodel your batting technique? I mean, do you think you have to restructure your the way you go and approach your batting on that 22 yards? I mean, we've seen certain things don't work out, certain temperaments, some certain mindset. Then you go to a new environment, So did you have to do anything change, or are you sticking to your uh, old habits, and that when the ball is there in the slot, just go for it. Don't.
I think cricket is a very sort of a mental, physical skill. So many things come into place when you talk about cricket, right?
Hmm.
It is amalgamation of so many things. I mean, settling into the US, coming here, it's a different lifestyle. It is a different environment. Everything is so different. So all these things, when you actually play a game of cricket, right? Everything comes into play because I am a great follower of routines, and it is not just that you turn up for a game and you perform. I mean, you can't do that consistently, to be very honest. There are a lot of many things happening off the field, on the field, which at the end of the day, they all help you perform well in a tournament. I mean, whoever has done well in any tournament, if you ask him, they will all say that they were in a good zone in that tournament, or certain things were aligned in certain ways that gave them the best opportunity to perform. So again, it's about understanding what the situation is. I mean, there has been a lot of things going on in my life personally in the last 2 3 months. So all those things coming into place. Now I've sort of settled down. Now I'm looking at one direction. Before this, it was like here and there. Doing this. Now it's now that I've resigned from there. It's full focus on one side. And so yeah, now I'm settling in, and taking it slow, taking it easy. It's I mean, at the end of the day, it's cricket definitely, but other things also have a lot of role to play in your development or in
Yeah.
your performance as well. Those things are there, and small changes. See, again, environmental changes are definitely there. Wickets are a bit different here. It's not easy cricket, especially on turf wickets. You don't get very good turfs sometimes, barring a few locations. Many pitches have been newly seeded, so that is there. And again, it's temperament is important. Sometimes you have very good teams, sometimes you have like not so good teams, and I mean, you just need one ball to get out as a batsman, right?
Yeah.
So it could be anyone. It could be a 10-year-old getting a wicket as well. So again, at the end of the day, it's about how you feel and how you take every match as. And so yeah, I've been working through those things, understanding it, and also sort of accepting it. And I think going in the right direction, to say the least. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of mental changes, mental emotional changes that have been happening, and then so yeah.
So Unmukt 2.0. So it's ready. But nothing that those feelings, when you score when you have a good match, when you score some good runs, when you have a good session, when you pack your kit bag and put your SG pad inside the kit and you come back, that feeling, the feeling of being rich, that moment, that will never change. that's
I said initially
that's so
also.
special.
I mean, be it a friendly game, be it your country's game, Ranji Trophy, minor league, whatever. I mean, once you perform, your team wins, and you go back home. That is the best feeling. That drive back home is probably the best.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. But you just when I remember from the time you played for India under 19, you made us proud, and I hope you make those people settle in America. You made them proud, and with your cricket, with your skills. Uh, Arnav is asking one more question before we let you go. Do you think now that you will get more global exposure in cricket, like playing T20 league in different parts of the globe with best players? Of course you will. Of course you will.
That is also, that is one of the major reasons also that seeing at the end of the day, you want to play good cricket, and I mean the franchisee leagues right now around the world are like very competitive, very good.
Yeah,
The top players from the world come and play those leagues. So definitely that is a I'm really looking forward to the franchise tournaments happening around the world. And yeah, I mean whatever time slots I get between my time here in the US, I will definitely go and explore those opportunities. So that is the plan.
absolutely, and you will be really successful in your endeavor. And what we all need is eat well, pray hard, and keep scoring runs. And
You so
Unmukt Chand, thanks a lot for coming on SGTV, sharing your views. Please take care of yourself, and remember your. I still watch your videos, and I'm a huge fan. The way your back foot
much.
punch to the covers, the balance, the alignment, it's too good. And when Gautam Vadera tells me that this is what Unmukt Chand, and I could relate to him. And you're really a special talent. You'll always be. Do well, and best of luck. Thanks a lot.
So much. Thank you so much. Nice
Thank
coming on with you. And thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Right.
Cheers.